What? What's that chicken so crazy about?
I don't know.
They're so funny. Oh, look, here's some blackberries.
No.
You need those for a snack? Ooh, those are pretty, aren't they?
Richie brought a bird down here.
Oh, yeah. All right. Ooh, look at how pretty those are. Ooh.
There's more of them.
There are more, but we don't need all of them. Here, did you want to eat these? Your hands are full. Hey friends, welcome back to another Wellness Wednesday. I don't have any major big topic that I really wanted to dive into today. It's just going to be an update on how I'm doing 2 weeks post-infusion and kind of what I'm thinking about as far as next steps here. So I gave you a really big rundown of improvements that I've seen so far since my infusion on my last Wellness Wednesday. All of those things still going well, small improvements here and there. One interesting thing that I have noticed recently is that I've been having more vivid dreams. I have talked to you guys about dreams before and how when I eat specifically grains, somehow they inflame my gut to a degree that it gives me really bad anxiety nightmares, and those are super vivid. But what I've been having since the iron infusion is nice, happy, very, very vivid dreams, really detailed and like really just vivid is the best word I can use for it. So that's kind of an interesting thing. One other thing I was noticing, and I was thinking about it last night as I was falling asleep, is I was just thinking about memories from my past, and it felt like my memories were more crisp, similar to the dreams, just more vivid. Like I could really clearly remember scenes and things rather than it being more hazy like it was. So that was something. I don't know. I talked to you guys last week about sleep and how I had issues with sleeping the first few nights after the infusion, and then I was sleeping really well after that. I started to have a few more nights of bad sleep and struggling with sleep. So what I am going to do is I'm going to start taking my sleep supplements again, and I have detailed all of the supplements that I use when I do struggle with sleep that really, really help me. Whatever it is about my own sleep issues, these supplements are the key for me to get a good night's sleep. And obviously there's different reasons that sleep can be an issue for people. So not saying these supplements will work for everyone the same exact way, but for whatever reason, for me, these are what do it. And I did detail those in a Wellness Wednesday from last year. It's funny, that video where I talked about my sleep issues, that's right before I started doing my alternate lean day and baseline diet day eating experiment where I lost like 15 pounds. And so I look at that video and like my face is just like puffy. And I kind of look at that thumbnail as my before my lean day experiment picture. I just lost so much weight right after that. It's kind of funny. Anyways, I'll put that video up in the cards and I go over all of the supplements that I use for sleep, but I'm going to start doing that again, see if I can knock out these sleep issues. Beyond that, I'm still just kind of riding the wave of the improvements and feeling good, feeling like my brain works better. That's just what it feels like. It's like some kind of a dust was cleared out or a haze was removed and my brain can just function. So everything that I normally have to do, I just can do it better without so much effort. So that feels super good. So beyond that, I've been starting to think more about what I need to do moving forward for my gut health. And I went ahead and ordered a SIBO test. You can order at-home tests where you drink a thing and then you blow into a thing and it tests your breath. My symptoms, just doing more research about SIBO, my symptoms seem to align very, very well with SIBO. Like, you know, having all the gut issues when you have fiber and even anemia and low ferritin, chronic low ferritin that you can't figure out the deal with is a sign of SIBO. So I think that's a really, really big possibility. So I've been kind of doing more research on that. There's a doctor here in Oregon who is, I think, currently the world leading expert in SIBO. Her name is Allison Seebecker. And it's funny because I actually know her. I worked with her at New Seasons back at the first New Seasons market that I worked at when I was 18 or 19, I got my job there. She actually encouraged me to like do some, I forget what she encouraged me to do, to take some training to be a I think it was a nutritionist. She encouraged me to take the training to be a nutritionist because she said she thought that I would be good at it. Maybe I should have gone down that path, but it was back. So that was back before I started learning how to be healthy. Before, when I was just totally standard American diet, like being working at New Seasons Market actually gave me, you know, some good insight into what it means to live a healthy lifestyle and give me some ideas. It was actually Allison Seebecker that first told me the difference between white and brown rice. This is super embarrassing. I was like 18 before I knew the difference between white and brown rice. Totally blew my mind. So anyways, she is like the leading expert right now on SIBO. And if you go look at different books about SIBO and cookbooks for SIBO diets, she often does the forewords to them because she's just one of the best in the world as far as teaching and just the work that she's done on SIBO. So anyways, I will probably be following her recommendations. She has lots of free info online. And according to her, there's basically 3 different treatment paths that you can take. The first one is like pharmaceutical grade antibiotics. And the second is natural antibiotics like oregano oil and different things like that. And apparently those can be quite effective and just as effective as the pharmaceutical grade ones. And then the third treatment that you can do is something called an elemental diet. And there are like medical grade shakes that you can buy that it basically has things really broken down to super digestible. So it's almost like a fast or something where it's just like you're cutting everything out of your diet, and even like the protein that you're eating is broken down into individual amino acids. And it's like you just drink these shakes for 2 to 3 weeks, I think. And that's supposed to starve out the intestinal overgrowth. There's lots of different elemental diet shakes that you can buy. There's different formulations and stuff. Some are super high carb and lower fat. Some have fat. Some have you add your own fat. But then she also has a homemade version, a homemade recipe where you can make your own. And she has a low carb, high fat option and a high carb, low fat option. But the low carb option still is pretty high carb. It like calls for dextrose or honey as a carb source. So it's definitely not keto, I don't think, but apparently it's lower carb. So I don't know. I don't know that I would go that route. I'm going to talk to my doctor about it. And of course I still have to get the test done. So anyways, just thinking through all of those and like what I would attempt, but I'm just kind of in the research phase and the waiting phase, just trying to wait until I have some solid test results and then we can go from there. I can't think of anything else I need to update you guys on as far as wellness goes. Things are just chugging along. The weather is kind of cool today. It's like not even supposed to get to 80 degrees. It's a little bit overcast. So we're just kind of having a relaxing day. And I guess I'll just leave it there. Hope you guys are doing great, and I will see you again in the next video.